I've been waiting my whole life for this one. Orthopedic surgeon and husband for The View host, Sonny Hostin, has been named in a federal lawsuit alleging insurance fraud. She got on television. She got in. She run these women. Tell me why she got her husband is named in a lawsuit in insurance fraud, and I'm gonna show you exhibit. Let me say exhibit B. Can you show this to the jury?
Sonny Hostin is in big trouble, like almost going bankrupt kind of trouble. And believe it or not, things get even crazier. Her husband has been arrested and is caught up in a massive $450 million fraud case under the RICO Act. So how did this powerful couple, who seemed like they had it all, end up crashing so hard? Stick around, because this wild story is just getting started, and trust me, you won't believe how it all unfolds.
Okay, you're married. Tom, you're married. If your husband's doing something, if he's allegedly doing something like this, you guys would know if your wives were up to some nefarious stuff. Let's just not forget who she is. She's been, for years, lecturing America about morality, inequality, systemic failures, and look at her track record. How many times does she have to go on in the past 2 months and look at the camera and do a legal apology for all the stuff that she said on the show? And then she also, on Trump's win, calling the loss because of uneducated white women that Trump won.
We have to know that. This is accused.
All accused. Yeah, all accused, but he's in the RICO. This is a big RICO case that her husband's in there.
Sonny Hostin probably thought the biggest drama she'd face would be talking about political scandals on The View, but honestly, that's nothing compared to what she's dealing with now. When even The View could use a little outside chaos to stay interesting, you know things are getting real. This time, it's not Sonny's bold opinions making headlines, it's her husband, an orthopedic surgeon, who might be pulling both of them into a huge legal mess, with a serious risk of financial disaster tagging along.
Orthopedic surgeon and husband of The View co-host Sonny Hostin is accused in December lawsuit fraudulently billing insurance. By the way, this is a Daily Caller story I'm reading. The lawsuit alleges Hostin knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services in exchange for kickbacks and or compensation, and names him among nearly 200 defendants in one of New York's largest RICO cases. Wow.
Hostin's lawyer, Daniel, has strongly denied the accusations, twice, saying the lawsuit is just a desperate move by a nearly bankrupt insurance company trying to pressure doctors and cut back on healthcare coverage. At the heart of it all are claims that Hostin carried out unnecessary surgeries on patients who only had minor injuries, skipping safer, less invasive treatments. The insurance company, American Transit, isn't holding back either. They're blaming New York's 1974 no-fault laws for creating the perfect setup for massive insurance fraud. Now imagine thinking it's just another regular day at the hospital, only to get hit with a $450 million racketeering lawsuit. Yikes. When your husband's being accused of running one of the biggest insurance scams in the country, and you've spent years on The View speaking out about ethics and justice, well, that moral high ground is about to take a hard tumble into a storm of scandal and debt.
The View co-host Sonny Hostin's husband, Emmanuel Hostin, has been accused of federal insurance fraud.
Here's the deal. Dr. Hostin is being accused of pocketing kickbacks for doing surgeries that might not have been necessary at all. Knees, shoulders, you name it, basically anything that sounds pricey and looks impressive on a bill. Meanwhile, the insurance companies were stuck paying for treatments that, in some cases, might not have even taken place. It's the classic scam, just dressed up in a doctor's coat. Like, oh, you thought I was helping your knee? No, sweetheart, I was helping my bank account.
You always say, it's always the people that always do the pointing, and it always comes back to them, all right? So when you said, this is the largest RICO case ever filed in the state of New York, you guys wrap that around your brain. That's bigger than the mafia case. Like the mafia one was number one. This one takes it over. So he was scamming insurance companies from taxi drivers, Uber drivers, and Lyft drivers. He was performing unnecessary surgeries and then providing fraudulent medical services in exchange for the kick.
And guess what? The story just keeps getting juicier. While Dr. Hostin might be cashing in on some pretty shady surgeries, Sonny's over here clinging to her View image like it's the only thing keeping her afloat. You'd think that after all those years picking apart scandals on TV, she'd have a plan ready for when the drama hits her own doorstep, but nope. So far, Her reaction's been a mix of total silence and carefully dodging the issue, like she's hoping the courtroom chaos will magically sort itself out while she perfects her shocked and appalled face for when the headlines explode. But let's be real, if Sunny thought this could just be swept under the rug as a private family issue, she's seriously out of touch. When your husband's name is tied to one of the biggest RICO cases New York has ever seen, it's not time to stay quiet, it's time to face the music, because no amount of no comment or on-air composure is going to make this go away. Now step back and really take in how wild this is. We've seen political drama, personal scandals, all of it. This is next level. We're talking insurance fraud, fake surgeries, and a husband allegedly running a medical crime ring like it's Grey's Anatomy, RICO edition. You literally can't make this stuff up.
Guys, this is why we need to seriously have a long, lengthy conversation about healthcare in the United States of America. This is basically it. So Sunny Hostin's husband was basically charged with insurance fraud. What he was doing was doing like fraudulent surgeries and then overcharging the insurance companies for him. This is what this is. So now, of course, he's now being named along with about 200 other individuals in a federal RICO charge case, guys.
Forget The Godfather. This is Grey's Anatomy if all the surgeons had side gigs as mob bosses. And sure, it's easy to paint insurance companies as the bad guys. They're not exactly famous for kindness. Need a life-saving procedure? Here's a denial letter and a fake smile. But the second you accuse them of playing dirty, they'll hit back with a legal team so fierce they could sell sand in the Sahara. Yet somehow, in this crazy story, the insurance companies are actually the victims of a doctor's alleged greed. Just let that sink in. For once, we're being asked to feel sorry for the insurance companies. Now that's a plot twist. And of course, it wouldn't be a Sunny Hostin scandal without The View getting dragged in. The irony here is almost too perfect. Sunny, the show's fearless voice of justice and hard-hitting questions, now sitting on the other side of the drama, dodging the very scrutiny she used to throw at others like it was her job. Her husband is just one of 180 defendants in a massive lawsuit claiming they drained millions from insurance companies, money that, just maybe, should have gone toward real patient care instead of lining pockets.
I've been waiting my whole life for this one. Orthopedic surgeon and husband for The View host Sunny Hostin has been named in a federal lawsuit alleging insurance fraud. She got on television. She got in. She run these women. Tell me why she got her husband is named in a lawsuit in insurance fraud, and I'm gonna show you exhibit. Let me say exhibit B. Can you show this to the jury? Roll it, Nick.
You know, doctors suffer because of big corporations as well. Doctors that want to do good, like my husband.
But Sunny, she's staying quiet, dodging questions, and trying to act like she's completely untouched by the chaos unraveling around her, holding tight to that polished image of someone too classy, too righteous, to ever be caught up in a scandal this messy. You know the saying, when it rains, it pours? Well, this isn't just a little rain. It's a full-on monsoon of madness. While Sunny sits in her sleek chair on The View, sipping coffee and throwing out sharp opinions about the world's problems, her husband is allegedly out here draining insurance companies dry with unnecessary surgeries, massive kickbacks, and enough shady business to make Tony Soprano look honest. But sure, let's all keep pretending this isn't a lawsuit waiting to blow up. And here's the wild part, it's not just about Dr. Hostin. That would be too easy. This lawsuit is huge, pulling in dozens of doctors, entire medical practices, and even hospitals. It's like the mafia took a break from loan sharking and decided healthcare fraud was the hot new hustle. According to American Transit Insurance, they got scammed out of millions, paying for surgeries that didn't happen, weren't needed, or were just there to make money. And now they want it all back. But hold on. Because this scandal, it's only getting juicier.
Extra, last week we learned that Sonny's husband, Dr. Emmanuel Hostin, was named in a lawsuit filed by American Transit Insurance Company. He's one of 200 people named in this lawsuit, and they are accusing him of filing fraudulent insurance claims and also getting kickbacks from them. And it's a very serious crime. In fact, it's one of the largest, if not the largest, RICO case in New York's history, and they're seeking $450 million. And Sonny and her husband, they are fighting back. They've hired legal eagle Mark Garagos to help them fight this case, and they're claiming that this is completely based.
According to reports, Dr. Hostin's attorney isn't holding back, calling the lawsuit nothing more than a desperate last-ditch move by a financially sinking insurance company. Classic legal spin. When you're cornered, step one is to flip the script. Oh, you think my client committed fraud? Maybe you're the real scammer. It's a defense as old as time, and let's be honest, watching it unfold is always a bit of a show. Now back to Sonny. The silence from her is loud, and if you know her, that's not her vibe. This is the woman who lights up The View with fiery opinions, grilling politicians, roasting scandals, and throwing shade like it's her superpower. But now? Not a word. Nothing about her husband, the charges, or the massive legal storm brewing around her. Is she trying to play the "I'm not involved" card, or just hoping this whole mess fades away before it wrecks her image? Either way, it's wishful thinking, because this isn't some minor hiccup, it's full-blown, primetime drama. And instead of a secret affair or dramatic betrayal, the headline act is an alleged illegal surgery ring worth hundreds of millions. You can almost hear the dramatic music playing as we all sit back, popcorn ready, waiting for the next jaw-dropping twist.
Anna went in a different direction. But I love the fact that, Manny is younger and he's
How much younger is he?
Just a little bit.
He's like 1 year, isn't he? Like a month or a year or 10 years?
5 years. It's more than a year.
Oh.
Anyway, it's not about me. I think.
Oh, no?
I think that it's very helpful that he's handy, and when we travel, I'm not picking up any bags. He's the one that's hefting them overhead. He
Exactly.
throws the garbage out.
Right.
He does the heavy stuff.
Let's be real. This isn't just some juicy tabloid drama. It's a billion-dollar disaster in the making, potentially one of the biggest medical fraud cases in recent history. And no, it's not just Dr. Hostin caught in the middle. This scandal stretches across a whole network of alleged corruption, pulling in doctors, hospitals, insurance companies, and even unsuspecting patients who had no idea they were part of the scheme. It's like a heist movie, but instead of robbing banks, they were draining health insurance funds one overpriced surgery at a time. At its core, if the allegations are true, this mess is a harsh reminder of just how broken our healthcare system really is, a place where profit comes before patience, and a scalpel might as well be a checkbook. Is this really the world we want to live in, where the Hippocratic Oath takes a backseat to six-figure payouts? Because if that's Sonny Hostin's version of healthcare justice, someone grab the mic, we've got a bridge to sell. But let's not act like the doctors are the only ones to blame here. This disaster didn't happen in a vacuum. It's a symptom of a system so deeply flawed, it practically begs to be exploited. Insurance companies aren't saints either. They'll deny your treatment in a second, raise your premiums without warning, and then play the victim when someone beats them at their own game. Meanwhile, doctors like Dr. Hostin are accused of using that broken system to line their own pockets. It's a race to the bottom, and the people who end up suffering most are the patients, just trying to get better in a healthcare system that's clearly sick itself.
I have a totally different perspective on this. I don't really know what happened with this. The facts will come out. What I have a problem with is the core of who this woman is. Unlike you, I don't watch The View, bro. All I do is see clips. I know you do.
It's like twice a day.
Here's all I hear from her. America's violent. America's racist. America's bad. Okay. I challenge you, Sonny, and this is Constantine Kissin actually was saying something about this. Find me a country that's not racist.
As for Sonny, she might want to start practicing a new opening line for The View, something like, "Folks, healthcare's a mess, and so is my personal life." Because let's face it, when your public image is circling the drain, sometimes all you've got left is an audience pretending everything's fine. Hopefully, this court case wraps up soon because the suspense is giving everyone whiplash. Now to be clear, Dr. Hostin hasn't been convicted of anything yet, but these allegations aren't some minor tabloid fluff, they're serious. And the longer this drags out, the more The View is starting to look like the most stable part of Sunny's life. Who would have guessed that out of all the show's infamous controversies, the real plot twist would be a RICO case, insurance fraud, and a co-host possibly weighing her odds between bankruptcy or divorce. So here we are, Sunny Hostin, career blazing, political clout locked in, TV spotlight glowing, now sitting right in the center of what could become one of the wildest scandals in modern TV history. And all she can really do now is sip her coffee, stay silent, and hope the legal storm doesn't cost her more than just her seat at the table. As for Dr. Hostin, buckle up. This legal roller coaster isn't slowing down, it's just hitting the loop-de-loops. Will he walk out of this with a clean record and a smug grin, or are we about to watch a downfall so dramatic it feels like he's ghostwriting his memoir from the courtroom instead of the operating room? At this rate, one day he's dodging legal landmines, and the next, bam, another headline drops that makes everyone go, wait, what now? Each day peels back another layer of this mess, and honestly, we're all watching through our fingers, half in shock, half in disbelief. You almost expect him to show up in court with a leather jacket and sunglasses, declaring, "This is just the beginning, baby." And honestly, it might be. Every leaked detail, every wild defense, every unexpected witness makes the whole thing feel more like a streaming drama than real life. Did he really think no one would notice a multi-million-dollar surgical scam? It's like a car crash in slow motion, chaotic, painful, and impossible to look away from. And Sunny? She's not exactly in the clear either. Sure, she can still toss out her trademark political jabs on the panel, but eventually this storm is going to hit her carefully crafted image. The whole moral compass vibe doesn't quite land when your spouse is accused of running a fraudulent medical empire. So what's next? Will Dr. Hostin walk free and head straight to a steakhouse, or are we gearing up for surprise witnesses, shady hospital backroom deals, and courtroom drama worthy of an Emmy? Spoiler alert, if you're expecting a tidy, heartwarming legal victory, think again. This case isn't tying up loose ends, it's unraveling more by the minute. It's messy. It's explosive. It's real life. And let's be honest, real life is always way more absurd than anything a TV writer could make up. This isn't just a scandal, it's the real-world version of The Bold and the Beautiful, only with more surgeries and fewer love triangles.